Ghost of Yotei. It has a Sony Pony problem, folks, because they have mentally collapsed. Do you know why they've mentally collapsed? Because the Sony Ponies are so desperate for exclusive games to justify their white elephant of a platform that they are forced to defend this lackluster sequel to Ghost of Tsushima, which was an utter triumph, not just for Sony, but for Sucker Punch after the disaster that ended the infamous franchise. Now, we've talked a little bit about Ghost of Yotei in the past, and I can make one thing absolutely clear, folks. It's not Aliens. It's at best Alien 3, and it might be an Alien Resurrection. It's that bad. It's that bad. It's not done as well as Ghost of Tsushima based on every single metric, from starting performance to peak performance. It has not done well at all. Despite the fact that there are 75 million PS5 sold, somehow Ghost of Yotei hasn't sold nearly as many. It's insane. So let's get our host's perspective, because he's a big fan of lesbian samurai, aren't you, Helzo? I've seen your I've seen your what's the word? Search history. There we go. I've seen it. What do you make of all this?
Lesbian samurais are great in 90s style hentai, but as a video game, nah. I've managed to watch a lot more, by the way, streamers, a lot more streaming of this game, and I gotta say something. It is not entirely bad. It's not Dragon Age the Velgard or something like that. It does have substance. It does have some form of entertainment, but it's nowhere near as what it should be. Like, Ghost of Tsushima was, first of all, groundbreaking in many aspects. It had amazing combat, amazing storyline, deep characters. It was at the same time tame as it was very forward. I mean, forward as in explosive when it needed to be. So Ghost of Yotei tries to do that, and it fails. It misses the mark. It's like trying to copy something but can't quite get the right technique to do it.
Well, I'll tell you this, Helzo, right? Ghost of Tsushima is YouTube, and Ghost of Yotei is Rumble.
It's good. The first one, good game. It doesn't need any kind of sequel to it whatsoever. It's the same thing with Ghost of Tsushima. It didn't need any kind of sequel. But what I can say is yeah, the Sony ponies, they will just suck off Sony no matter what, and just keep on spouting the same nonsensical BS that they do with every single time that an exclusive comes out, where it'll only be an exclusive for, let's just say, a year at most before it comes out on other platforms, primarily places like Steam, where it's always just the same talking points. It's always just like, oh, the gameplay is just so fluid. Yeah, we saw that with the last game. Oh, the graphics look so good. Yes, so did the last one. What is it bringing to the table that isn't the same thing that you all constantly keep on praising about?
Bamboo cutting.
Look, of course
it's already
fluid,
in the first game.
It's fluid. The gameplay is fluid, Roger. It's gender fluid. And your condemnation of the Sony ponies has been directly experienced by Dez. He recently covered the whole Ghost of Yotei situation, and a lot of Sony ponies were coping and seething in his comment section. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that, Dez?
It's been so funny to see them wriggle around coping about the criticism to the game and having this weird disconnect in their minds where they think that it matters as much to us as it matters to them. I got a comment in one of the, I think it was the one before this one, so the one covering the boycott of the game. A guy just went, oh, it's crazy that people are letting their feelings get in the way of them missing one of the best games of the last few years. And I'm just like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like Ghosts of Yotei, I'm sure it's a competent game, like mechanically. It's basically, but if it's like Tsushima in a way. It's more Tsushima, just better. And but Tsushima, way back then already in 2020, it was basically an Assassin's Creed game done well. An Assassin's Creed game done competently and with care and with good writing and a better story. Tsushima had good values that I think a lot of gamers miss these days. Like, I don't want to be that guy, you know, who goes on too much about masculinity in video games or whatever, but it did have these values of protecting his homeland and people, fighting true injustice and evil, not just fake glittery bullshit like we see in Veilguard, but actual evil, actual problems. You know, Jin was a stoic guy. He was willing to sacrifice his life, his family, his honor, something that he actually took very seriously, to save his land and do the right thing. And I think that that was just a very important part of Tsushima, something that we've been kind of losing in many of these stories these days. And I think Tsushima filled that hole, no pun intended, for Digny to comment in regards to Dash Attack. And I think that we were excited to see this. Personally, I was. Like, I understand what Roger was saying about it not needing a sequel. It didn't. But the problem is, these companies go ahead and make these sequels anyway. So if we're going to make a sequel, keep the character. Let us continue the development of the character. Let us see where the story can go next, instead of starting over and just doing something with like what we have with Yotei that doesn't have these values that the first game had, and instead offers nothing except fucking fish cooking.
Well, I would actually like to comment on what you said. That it's technically better, and if you compare them by technicalities, like in technical aspects, graphics and stuff like that, yeah, Yotei has the best modern graphics. But that's actually the problem with modern gaming, is that they focus only on that, and they have forgotten how to kind of do a sequel. They don't know how to do a sequel to a game anymore. Like I'm gonna just give you an example with Mass Effect. Mass Effect was a very good example of how to do a sequel to of the right things. And even though, let's say, the third game has some issues that a lot of people talk about, it's still action-packed, and it still gives you a very good proportionate scaling up to the tension, to what you have been building on since the first game. Same with The Witcher, same with a lot of other games before 2018 or something. Because if they had made just Ghost of Yotei 2 with Jin, just continue the story, that it would have been an absolute empty stores. Everyone would buy it if they could just get to that formula. Because what studios do, they do something, it works, they say it works, and they say, okay, we got them by the hook, boys, we got them by the lip, fish is in here, we're gonna be doing whatever the fuck we want, we're gonna insert whatever the fuck we want. Because gamers are fucking stupid, they're gonna eat it up, because actually gamers were stupid. I'm ashamed to say, but gamers were stupid, but also companies did a better job at hiding the bullshit.
Sucker Punch has a history, gentlemen. Sucker Punch has a history of having success leading to failure and failure leading to success.
It's in the name, Sucker Punch.
Exactly. Yep. The Infamous franchise is a fantastic example of this. I mean, what led to the greatness of Ghost of Tsushima? It was how Infamous had its time to shine with the first and second game, two fantastic games for the PS3 you should all check out, and how it led to a monumental failure with Infamous Second Son and Infamous First Light. So much so that the Infamous franchise came to an end with First Light, doing away with the very system that made the franchise the great franchise it was, the morality system. And from that failure, it led to the success of Tsushima, a brand new project, which then led to the failure, which is now Ghost of Yotei. I am of the view that Sucker Punch should have learned from the infamous franchise, and that its success depended on a strong central character with a strong central theme. For Infamous, it was based on the morality system. Are you going to be good? Or are you going to be bad? And sometimes doing the bad thing is the right thing to do, and doing the good thing is the right thing to do, which then leads to the ultimate choice. And I think Ghost of Tsushima had a similar system with the honor system, which they didn't tell you about. With the Infamous franchise, they told you about whether it's good or bad. But with Tsushima, it was kept covert in a sense. But no, we're gonna take this success. We're not gonna learn from the success, and we're just gonna create this monumental failure because our company is infested with these infiltrators who are purpose built to destroy our company.